Hello and welcome. This is a little tutorial on Kerbal Space Program, and we're going to learn about the basics of getting science. So I'm starting off with a very simple rocket here, and let's put a scientific experiment on here. And I'm going to go to the Science tab and choose the Mystery Goo Containment Unit. These are a little bit confusing. These do not collect science, so there's no need to put them on your rocket yet, but this thing does. So I'm going to put actually 3 of them on my rocket. I'll use this symmetry tool. So now when I place this thing, it will put 3 of them in a nice, beautiful, symmetrical pattern. If you don't put them symmetrically, your rocket will be leaning to one side, and that would be very bad. It will then just tip right over and on launch. You don't want that to happen. So now I've got 3 little science tools. And notice I've got the staging properly. First, it will fire a thruster, and then after I hit spacebar again, it will open the parachute. Now, we don't want those to happen simultaneously. I'll save my rocket and go for launch. Now, there's a couple of experiments that I can do with this here. And the key with science is you want to run your experiments in different locations. So my plan is to run an experiment on the launch pad. That'll be one of these mystery containment units. Run another experiment in the air. And then the third one I will run after I land. And my plan is to splash down in the ocean nearby. All right, but there's another experiment I can do. The crew hatch here, if I right click on that, it brings up this big menu, and you can click on crew report, and that will get you some science. Now here you can either recover the science or you can transmit it with an antenna. I don't actually have any antenna on this thing, so I'm going to keep the experiment. Then I'm going to go and observe the mystery goo right here on the launch pad. It's going to offer me some science for doing this here or transmitting. Keeping it is always a better deal, so I'm going to keep the experiment. Incidentally, now that I've done it on the launch pad, it doesn't make sense for me to ever do this experiment again on the launch pad. So when you get your future rockets, don't bother with that. All right, let's launch. I'm going to launch this thing and then push it over to the right. I'll turn on stability control. That's right here. I use that by pressing T. Launch. Push to the right a little bit so it goes out over the ocean. And then it's almost out of fuel. There we go. Now, while we're in mid-flight, I'll run the other science experiment. I right-click on this mystery goo. I'll keep the experiment. Very good. And now we just need to wait a little bit for this thing to land in the water. I'm going to warp time a little bit by pressing the period. Period warps time, comma slows it down. So let's just warp time a little bit here. And you can see I am descending. My speed is getting a little bit greater. And let's slow down here. Time to open the parachute. Turn off stability control. And my parachute is slowing me down. And if I zoom out, you can see that the parachute is open, and now I'm just gently falling into the water here. Water tends to be a little bit gentler on spacecraft when they, a spacecraft will be more likely to survive hitting the water at a slightly too fast speed than hitting hard land. But I think I'm fine either way here. So I'm warping time a little bit here. We're almost there. Slow down. And now we'll let it gently splash down in the ocean. All right. So I have already used 2 of these turn experiments. I will run the experiment on the third, and I'll make the spacecraft roll over so I can easily access that one. Right click, observe mystery goo. Run the experiment, and I am done. Now that my flight is over, I just go up here and click on Recover Vessel. And let's see what it gives me. So here is the science that I've earned from all my experiments. and the recovery of the vessel that survived in flight. I've got 28 science, and I get some money for the parts that didn't get destroyed, and yay, my Jebediah survived. So now the benefit of getting science is you can buy new rocket parts. So if you go to research and development, it gives you this big tree right here. You can there's a whole lot of nodes, and these two are the ones that are available to me. So I can click here. I can observe what cool toys these are. Basically, we want bigger rockets, more power, and that's what these deliver. So of course I want that. Over here, you don't get any new rockets, but you get, oh, an antenna, a new science experiment, another antenna, and the stack decoupler, which is by far and away the most useful tool of any of these. So I'll research that, and I still have some science left over, so I can then go and maybe pick one of these if I wanted to here. So I'll just go get this one here. And now I've got a whole bunch of new toys to make rockets with, and then I can go and make something bigger and better. So that is science in a nutshell. And once you do some science, you get these cooler parts, and then you can build bigger and better and more amazing rockets that can do more cool things, like go into space and get into orbit and go to the moon and other amazing things. All right, I hope this was helpful. Good luck.